As we continue with some more art news now, we know that in a powerful fusion of dance, theatre and raw musical emotion, Voices of 1956, it emerges as a must-see production that revives the untold stories of queer women who fought alongside South Africa's iconic heroes during the anti-apartheid struggle. Now, it's set against the backdrop of South Africa's historic 1956 Women's March. Voices of 1956 uses dance as a transformative tool to really portray the profound impact of these forgotten queer voices. Now, it's directed, choreographed by visionary dancer Lusanda Dayimani. This a township-born art project, of course, now shines a spotlight on the silent cries, the rage, the enduring resilience of the queer community at large as well, both past and present. Now, Lusanda is joining us virtually to chat to us about the groundbreaking dance theatre tribute to forgotten queer heroes and how the journey is obviously also unfolded. Lusanda, good morning, and thank you so much for joining us at this time. A hearty congratulations.
Good morning, how are you?
Fantastic, and obviously just this insightful piece really comes at such a poignant time. We know that October shines a spotlight on, the LGBTQI plus community at large, but that lived reality is experienced every day by, those who obviously identify as the LGBTQI plus community. And so when we look at the tribute, how this has never been done before, tribute to queer heroes in the fight against apartheid. Yeah. Talk to us about the significance of this.
It's a very great and very learning and educational experience for me, because I sat down for, I think, a lot of times thinking in the days that we're celebrating for heroes and heroines, why are we not talking about the queer people that were involved in the space at the time? Why aren't they not mentioned? Why is there no one talking about them? I mean, as a queer person in this day and age, I have not had a reference of, a woman who stood for people like us, or,
Yes.
So I started thinking, and when I had a conversation with Professor Zanele Moholi, it's like, and they gave me the space to say, that's a great thought. Let's dig in.
And speaking about the thoughts, speaking about your mentorship with Zanele, thinking about, just the agency that this brings. I mean, it's a flagship township art development project, right? So it exemplifies the role of grassroots level creativity in empowering marginalized voices. It's a very important aspect that needs to be highlighted. Talk to us about how, that also came through, how it was supported by Prof. Zanele, of course, through the Moholi Art Institute. How did that synergy also come about for you?
First of all, Prof. Zanele Moholi is a very passionate and a very, they're very open into young queer people who would want to make their name out there. So when I started working with her a year ago, they really believed in what I can bring out from myself outside depending on anyone. They really believed in the idea and the talent that I have. So we've been having ongoing conversations about where do I go from being just a dancer and into being what do I want to do for my community? What do I want to do for my name? So they've been pushing that I get an opportunity to do that. So when this came, they jumped and said, okay, this is your opportunity because you're young, you're talented, you're black in the township, and what do you want to be known and remembered as?
Sure. And I mean, beyond all of that, this production also ignites very important conversations, because to understand where we're headed, we have to know where we come from. And so conversations about identity, conversations about heritage, social justice as well, what that all means for you, what that also evokes for others as well. Tell us a little bit more about that journey for yourself.
I mean, it's not been an easy journey, because this is a very sensitive issue. Yeah. A lot of people have died trying to speak about themselves as queer people, and other people have been bullied and abused. Other people have committed suicides and all that. So it's a very sensitive issue, because the society has not yet got to open up for people who are queer, people who are different, so sexually and in the identity world. So it's been a very roller coaster one, but I felt it's time we use our voices as people who are living in the now, use our voices and to speak for the people that have been trying to say this and they did not make it. The woman in 1956, the woman who marched, the woman who pushed the agenda of being seen and being visible. What are they saying? What would have been they saying now? So if we still don't have a freedom that the women of 1956 fought for, what is it that we need to do? So we're using our voices as people in now because they were silenced. They were purged. So we are here now and we need to continue this with the narrative.
Well, Lusanda, I want to even just extend that a little bit further because the piece, yes, to your point, it's deeply personal and it also explores cultural journeys, right? So you've got the sacred bonds and that is between both the living and the ancestral landscape as well. And it comes through the spiritual movements that echo the inner pain, the healing, the blockages as well. And I wonder as a dancer interpreting this message, connecting, aligning and having, yourself birth that. Tell us about that sacred process as well for this work.
I think we use a lot of, because when I watched the videos, when I did my research, it's not said, there's nothing much that is said about our heroes back then, most especially the queer one. So we use a lot of imagination. We use a lot of digging deep from what I have experienced as a living now and what they have experienced. Because I've also seen that they've had their underground meetups, which were not allowed to be seen in the world at the time. So their voices still, and the echoes and the pain is still out there, and it still wants to be heard.
Well, the conversations continue, and thank you so much for your work, your love letter to queer women, for their bravery, of course, for rewriting history, adding to the history books as well. And just wishing you all the best of luck as you continue to highlight the plight of the LGBTQIA plus community at large. Lusanda, I'm going to leave our conversation there. All the best as you continue with your endeavors. Lusanda, there is from the groundbreaking dance theatre, a tribute to forgotten queer heroes. Of course, that interpretation was put together by choreographer and director Lusanda Dayimani. All right, Lusanda, thank you so much.